Hi guys, Ancient Warrior. Welcome back to Prepping and Free America. It's December 7th, December 7th, 2022. 81 years ago today, in 13 minutes. This is being done at 11:30 Texas time, which means it's 4 hours off Hawaiian time. It's 11:30 in the morning here. It's 7:30 in the morning in Hawaii. In 13 minutes, 81 years ago, elements of the Imperial Japanese Navy is going to come screaming across the Hawaiian Islands. And they're going to sink. They're going to attack Pearl Harbor. We're going to have lost almost 2,500 people. 2,500 soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines will die that day. That morning, that Sunday morning. The ships listed as destroyed: USS Arizona, USS Oklahoma, USS Nevada, USS California, USS West Virginia, the USS Cassin, USS Downs, the USS Ogallala, now there's one battleship that wasn't listed here, and I happen to know about it. The USS Utah. Now, folks, we lost, I'm looking at an article here from Pearl Harbor. Now, it doesn't say. We also lost one submarine, the Dolphin. We lost a ship that was moored next to the Arizona called the Vestral. It was a repair ship. The Pennsylvania was in dry dock. And they destroyed these ships. Now, I told you I'd say something about the Utah, USS Utah. USS Utah was about a 40-year-old ship. She was thick. They were in the process of decommissioning it. See, it had seen duty in the Mexican Revolution of 1914, World War I. So it was getting old. And they had decommissioned. She was being demilitarized. The Japanese Navy still sank it. Now, a bunch of our heavy cruisers and light cruisers were damaged and sank. We need to remember December 7th, 1941 for two reasons. Number one, there was, on the Hawaiian Islands and at Pearl, we lost over 3,000 people. See, what's not really well known by most people is that when the Japanese Navy came through, when their bombers and stuff came through, they did strafe runs after they dropped their bombs. They did strafe runs on Honolulu, on Waikiki, and on any moving vehicle on the roads. A lot of civilians died that day. Second reason that we need to remember it. Can anybody remember 9/11/01? September 11th of '01? My stepdad sat in his chair after that happened, crying and saying he couldn't understand how that could happen a second time. How we could let that happen another time. I understand. I understand real well how he feels. Folks, if we don't get control of that southern border, the attack this time will be 10 times worse. Because I'll guarantee you, they'll either bring a dirty bomb or a full-fledged nuke. What they call a suitcase nuke. They won't just sink a few battleships. They'll sink a whole city. And I suspect, I talked to you the other day on, I believe it was Monday, I did a show called This Smells Fishy, about the attack on the electric grid in North Carolina. I'm having a hard time finding out any more about that. Shock, shock. Mainstream media doesn't want to say much about it. It's old news, folks. Guys, depending on where you're at, I'm in the Central Time Zone. So at 11:43 this morning, I'm going to take my hat off. My flag will be flying. And I'll remember the men and women who died that day. I'll remember every one of the young men who, after war was declared on December 11th, how they couldn't sign them up fast enough. My dad and 4 of his brothers went down and joined. My dad and 1 brother joined the Marine Corps. 2 of my uncles joined the Army. So I understand after 9/11 when we started seeing all those young men going to enlist. We've got weak leaders, ladies and gentlemen. Pray for them. Pray for them that they'll develop 2 things, a spine and a pair. We have military leaders who shouldn't even be in charge of a Girl Scout troop, but they're in charge of our military. They're more worried about what pronoun our soldiers are using than what rifle they should be using. If you're a World War II veteran, God bless you. To my veteran brothers and sisters, thank God for you. We are honored that you did what you did for us. There's not much more I can say today. I was trying to make this go 13 minutes so that it would run right into the attack time, but I'm afraid I'm going to be a few minutes short. You know, in the opening months of World War II, our military took a beating. Our battleships had been destroyed, damaged or destroyed at Pearl. Our Marines were getting attacked in the Philippines. Douglas MacArthur was routed from the Philippines. And before he left, he said, "I will return." And he did. Our young men, on December 11th, was the first day of a world war. A war that Europe had already been fighting for quite a while. But now the Americans were involved. Folks, I'm here to tell you, if it wasn't for our men and women, that greatest generation, you know, I always wondered why my dad taught me the things he did. Now I know. Every day I wonder just exactly where it's going to be tomorrow. Say a little prayer for our veterans, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's easy sometimes to forget their sacrifices for some people. Not for me. I understand it now. Better than I ever did. With that being said, brothers and sisters, have a blessed day. Remember our veterans. And if you like what you hear here, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon with all to be the first kid on your block to know what craziness I'm talking about next. And hit a thumbs up or thumbs down. Just do something today. I'm the Ancient Warrior. And it's better to have this stuff and not need it than need it and not have it. I'm out.